Hey guys, Mecha-san here. Okay, with more of the motion manga, Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Eclipse, episode 20. And I gotta say, with the announcement of Gundam Seed Freedom, the sequel theatrical movie to Gundam Seed Destiny, this escaped my mind. Oh boy, yeah. In a bit. Wonder if because Seed Eclipse is under the umbrella of the Project Ignited of Gundam Seed here, which is part of Freedom movie, the Seed Freedom movie is gonna come out. If there will be more direct connections, like if you seen this manga, then you understand a bit more about whatever reference I'll have in the movie. And this would fit with Gundam Seed, because it was a project where they experimented, tried something new, in making it so the side material had more of an influence, a connection with the mainline series here. Like, how did Kira survive the final battle with Atherin there after he blew up the Aegis there, trying to kill him off? Like, how did Kira go from the strike to the plants under Lacus's care? Well, there was the Ashtray manga volume, which showed that when they were duking it out, Loe was there with 8 in the red frame, and he was the one who rescued him. Did all that here. This made sense back in Japan, where they had the episode release, and then the next issue of Ashtray come out in the same, like the week before, like just before the next episode, to sort of like connect. And yeah, this helped the Japanese, which is what they care about here, which is what Sunrise and Bandai cared, where they didn't tailor to worldwide audience, they tailor to the whole market, the home audience. So yeah, it makes me wonder, could we see more connection here? Like, will we get mention of Ord in Freedom, in Seed Freedom? Some characters come in, reference to their efforts there by, who knows? But now, episode 20, okay, geez. Been a while actually, so I kind of forgot where we were. But I do know from the thumbnail, interesting, we had a Jin pointing its 76mm machine gun at a bunch of civilians surrendering. So 20. So half either, so okay. June, after their defeat in the Battle of Orphan time under the Atlantic Commonwealth, a core member. Did you mean the Atlantic Federation, or is that just a mistranslation? But yeah, after that, they. Yeah, there's the people. We see obviously the strike daggers. Sorry, just it's hard to tell because of the black and white of a manga, but I haven't seen him in a while. But those strike daggers or 105 daggers? Nah, I think those strike daggers. And we see the remains of a M1 Ashtray down there. As they are stationed in the territory of their former enemies. Yep. Atrocities, occupation. Honestly, to not have that is unrealistic. It's like, we think people are going to, the soldiers will perform to a high moral standard, but emotions run high and negative emotions overrule that. Even the Allies commit atrocity to Germans and other such. aggression. Yeah, the aggression here would be even more extreme here because Orb was like okay with the coordinators, and the Atlantic Federation was Blue Cosmos HQ. They epitomize the bigotry and anti-genetic manipulation policy. So, ooh. That even before the Battle of Orb, both the Alliance and the Set were brought in a quagmire after the attack on Alaska, Spitbreak, and the Battle of Porta Panama. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now I remember. This is the Battle of Panama, where the Strike Daggers were released so rushed out that they didn't even have proper EMP defenses. I don't know how. That's another plot hole that I don't think it was ever addressed in the side stories. But how did Raleigh Crusade accurately guess that they would not have proper EMP defense, and they just had those EMP gun gear on standby? Yeah, that needs to be fleshed out. But yeah, after that, they no prisoners. Even the asshole Izak was like, ugh, just did not like what they were doing. But also on civilians, exactly. Those circumstances, the Alliance took only half measures to stop the actions from going to the ground. On the contrary, perfect way to let off steam. Indeed. We're talking how Britannia treated the Japanese in Code Geass levels. Unable to make a public display of Prot? Okay, of proof, I guess. Okay, yeah, the English translation here was cut short. Public display of proof. So I'm gonna say it's proof. Or provisional government submitted several requests for reform. The public government, which were ignored. Look at that! Look at that smile. But they were all treated as having never happened. Fuck. De facto occupation. Worst yeah! Is Benny in Orb's worst humiliation. Yep. Where I live had a particular rough. Humiliated by Zapped. Yeah, so they let out their anger. Orb had coordinators, so the closest thing they get to. Yep. Even within Orb's borders. They wouldn't dare touch someone like you, would they? That's this question right here. They wouldn't dare touch someone like you. That just shows how naive she was. They have other ways. Like, an amateur tries to, get their hands on the nobilities. But a professional, well, they know how to bring on the hurt without having to lay a finger on the aristocracy. He was adopted. Oh, mistress of the head of the Suzu. A mistress, okay. I'm the child of her previous. Ooh, marriage. Damn. My mother was a coordinator, and my real father was a natural. Halfling. Okay, I think this makes it the third example of a coordinator natural offspring. In this case, his DNA holds vital information to progress or coordinate the genetic enhancement process. That tip died when I was caught up in a terror attack by anti-coordinate radical. Fled to Orb. Oh. That ended long before it was under the rules. Aww. Aww. Blue fell and became his mistress. Oh. Yes, that's how. Yeah. Just goes to show you, there are rotten people even anywhere. It meant that I needed to become an adult that much faster and put food on our table. War, and this is before war here. Like the situation you live in makes you grow up fast. July. Ooh. I no longer have anything to do with that woman. Wow. You have no use in bed for such a woman. Is that it? Eclipse. You have security. Oh, blackmail. Okay. You got it through hack. Interesting. Of course. Oh! How good were you? Exactly. You're apparently very good. Or they're just curious at that crap. Adopt me as your son. Really? Oh. Enter order and get close to Kiou who runs it. Get close to the family's warehouse. Infighting, of course, but yeah. Has superior security. Whoo. Ah, wow! That bad. You're that cheap in security, huh? Oh, he was indeed an agent. Potential pilots. So that was the whole play. Yeah, it's like he's gonna keep it. Bullshit. Come on. That's when we throw him up though, even the And the Earth will never lay hands. Really? Then both. Oh. Oh, wow. And he sees an opportunity, of course. In recent years, most diseases are curable. Indra, and most of all, the money to pay for all those costs. Indeed. I can guess. And about 6 months later. Yeah, like, oh shit. Yeah. Look, a nice woman too. Won't have their share. Is she crying? Yeah, she's crying! I knew it! You are ugly. God, I think he means it. Oh God, she's a simp. We'll all go to plant together. Wanna go to the plant? She's a coordinator, so yeah, I guess because he's half coordinator, maybe. Interesting story, but yeah. Covenant. Oh, really? Warehouse, okay. It's made up of all the things that never happened, accumulated by... Oh, all of your dirty laundry! Intelligence? Or the cultural face? You could say that. Yeah, that includes those things as well. The financial military power. But only when there are cultural initiatives at its core does the nation state earn recognition. Nation of technology, a neutral nation that opposes war, or a nation that actively participates in international cultural initiatives. Basically show that you're more than just military, more than might. You have that's interesting. From the graphical arts in some towns to universal church choir. Cultural networks here, people. Yeah. From historians, artists. So-and-so is so-and-so mistress. Was said to have died accidentally. Oh. Very transcript of interrogation of an acute political assassination. Stuff like that. Even things like that. We possess a fourth route that differs from the political, economic, and military. Cultural. Is that? Wow, the assassination of John F. Kennedy. Of course, the guy had ties to the underworld. All of these rumors. Durando and the woman. There's emphasis on the woman. Isn't she the... I have to look that up. They're not confined to Earth's surface. Well, at this point, you can't do that. Good of knowing all that. What's the good of knowing all that? Oh, dude, there's a lot of good, a lot of potential in knowing everything, just from what kind of outfits a guy likes to wear, the materials it's made, to what certain spices he likes to have on his food. Trust me, there is a lot you can learn, a lot you can work with that information. To smother for a negotiation or get someone to indulge in part or request. It's good to have leverage. Good to have some form of leverage on them. Miyabi's specialties. It's rude to point. They become unusually friendly. Amen to that. Yeah, there's a lot of things people want to hide. Into material you can use to push them to cooperate. Exactly. Oh, like father, like daughter. Oh, particularly harbor or help others who supposedly don't exist. A lot of things, okay? Lots of things. One's that warehouse, right? They failed. Yeah. Believe that Ken was their tool, but in truth, he was using them. Yep. About the ECLIPSE. Which he had a copy of the data, but it wasn't a full database. This is but having an actual working machine. So yeah, I like it. He basically like gave the Sioux family, when he bowed, he was kind of giving them another way for them to trip up here, like another illusion to think they have something over him, when really just he meant what he did for his mom, but he was also playing them. Betting something important. He was very cautious about how he accessed it. Yep. Maybe. Became sobbing in a way that was unimaginable before. They'd handed our biggest secret, the data on ECLIPSE 2. Perhaps? 20 hours ago. That's what we're clicking on. Yeah, he didn't. Well, he learned everything, so he no longer be cautious. Had already been delivered. The worst case scenario. Looks like it. Once Ken realized that everything was pretty much sealed, he didn't have to be careful anymore. They found out, fine, it's too little, too late. Like he didn't want to hide from them anymore. Yeah, what do they have to say? In a penny. Oh, really? Nah. Oh, I like this. They repeated this usual excuse. This had nothing to do with us. He did it all on his own. There's already enough evidence to show the otherwise, so don't bother. Yeah, they were you, but they're not. They are fucking the lifeline, and see to it that they for the next 100 years. Which, without them, I guess the new blood, like Ume whatever from the family of the guy whose family will rise up. He had to have help. Entered the country. Oh, wow. Found Ken Nolan, the perfect man for the job. Plan. All the infuriating things. This guy. Yeah, it was tough. Hey, 6 days. It's almost time to raise my flag. Raise your flag. What is it, IBO? But this guy, I don't think they've yet said if he's with the clan or not, but certainly fits. He continued. I'm looking through the database here because I know I've God damn it. Who was that is Durando's aide there? I know she appeared before a couple of times in the show, but she was always so well in the background that you couldn't really tell. I can't find it. But yeah, like we see everything. So the Kiou family was the cultural faith, but they're the ones who tried to use their cultural connections to gain more influence here, like gain information, learn secrets that someone with a cultural background has a higher chance of acquiring than those of political, military, or what have you. All avenues. That playing the game, playing politics. The dark side of politics. Dark side of culture. You know, that's something Macross should touch upon more. Actually, like, they make a big thing about culture and everything. So show the the underbelly of one's culture. That would be interesting. Like, for an interesting anime, or at least an OVA or something. Come on. Okay, so yeah, Ken wanted this. He played the family for this long, but he had to have help here. Something like this big, obviously, this much resources, you need help. There's no way you can move this much resources and manpower on just be behind the Sue's family back, even no matter how incompetent they were. So, and we also learn a bit more. I've pretty much figured that when the Atlantic Federation occupied Orb, that, oh god, yes, those soldiers would be awful. It would be similar in vein to, like, what you think, the Nazis. Try more like when the Japanese invaded China. More like that. That's how bad. And yeah, and now we learned that even in Orb, there was some level of anti-coordinator sentiment. Yeah. Damn. Yeah. Now we don't touch upon that much, where we see just how bad it is being under occupation. We see in some areas what it's like to be under occupation, like even in OG Gundam. We saw a bit of that here, like when Garma and his forces, like, they occupied New York. They try to be, calm, civil, like show that, hey, Zeon's not all bad, but let's face it, you guys, you're just trying to recoup and build a friendly face, but killed God knows how many space noids in the first year of the war, dropped a colony on Earth that not only wiped Sydney off the map and pretty much changed the map entirely, but God knows how much damage here. In fact, yeah, the biggest piece hit Sydney, but the colony broke into 3 pieces. And I believe it was mentioned in recent books where one of the other 3 pieces landed. So yeah, they were colony pieces landed in a lot of areas here. So the damage caused was, whew. Zeon tried, but wasn't any wonder. So yes. And Zaf, I don't know. Well, we see a bit of how Zaf tried to be, at least in See Destiny here, in Berlin, where they helped people. They gave them bandages and everything after what happened to break the wall incident, but the Federation, but the Alliance, the Atlantic Federation. Yes. So yeah, when I say the Federation in context of Seed, I'm talking, well, it's confusing here because we got the Atlantic Federation and the Eurasia Federation. But the Atlantic, they were awful. And by this point in time, after Operation Spitbreak and Joshua, it was set up here where most of the other allied nations from Eurasia and such, they'd all pretty much be wiped out, leading the core member Atlantic Federation. They'd have the majority control of the alliance. And wow. So the fact that they did all these atrocities and everything. And we saw the story with Ken here, whose entire thing, not unusual. The most interesting thing is that he is indeed half coordinator, half natural. This is what they need. Like, we know the coordinator process, the genetic enhancement procedure, is still a work in progress. It's flawed. They knew this. Scientists behind it knew it. George Glenn said it himself. It's like, the only way to step forward is to let Mother Nature take control, and to do that, coordinator and natural need to start making babies. It's so few happen. And So yeah, so what happened to the Suez family after this year? Yeah, like, they're gone. They are now relegated to, like, they demoted. They gone from being high to, I guess, being the bottom of the totem pole, almost peasants. Which now leads, of course, a power vacuum for the rising family. We know how that happens. So yeah, everyone, thank you for watching. As always, kind of what you all thought. Like, subscribe for more videos. Till next one, this is Mecha-san, logging out.